shopping for. And you know what? And that means sometimes you're Rebbe's Rebbe, believe it or not. Anyways, now I said we're gonna talk about latkes, and actually we're gonna talk about latkes. Where did this minhag of eating latkes come from? Well, for the same reason as donuts, because it is fried in oil. Believe it or not, latkes, mommies or tatis let you watch them in the. Yeah, and I wouldn't blame them because sometimes it does get dangerous when the oil plots out. It, by the way, comes from a Greek word. A Greek word. That's what latkes came from. Now, what about dreidel, right? You're playing a dreidel, you're spinning a dreidel. Well, sometimes dreidel, gimel, hey, gimel, shin. Ma'am, what does it mean? Neizkad That's what it means. That's what it stands for. But where did it come from? What the reason are we playing dreidel? What we're trying to? What is it? A gambling game? What is it? A game? Like we're yay! I got a gimel. Everything is mine. What is the pshat of this? What's the pshat in playing dreidel? Well, many years ago, by the Greeks, back in Antiochus' time, all the way back in Antiochus' time, we had to hide that we're doing mitzvahs somehow. We couldn't say to them that we're doing mitzvahs. I mean, we are going to see later that there was somebody who was enthusiastic and made his all the 7 children was killed al Kiddush Hashem. But we're going to talk about that later. But where does this dreidel come from? Well, Antiochus' times, they had a lot of gazetas. And they used to send soldiers, knock on the door. Come in. Hey, I'm looking for, what's that? What's what? What are you talking about? And they used to hide all their books in a hidden room. What are you talking about? Wow, what's what? Hey, what's that? And they used to walk in and they see, oh, no, they're not learning. The kids are playing dreidel. The tatis and the kids that were playing dreidel. Believe it or not, that's also one of the difference between a goy and a yid. That goyim sometimes don't spend quality time with their family. By yidden, when we have a yomtiv, we spend quality time, family time, which actually is a very good thing for the kids. Which, and Chalamoid, we go away for Chalamoid. We as talking about Chalamoid, we're gonna talk about the J-Root retreat, Rabbi Yitz Greenfield. And you could text 347-927. There's many suits available still. And I don't mean a suit like a suit and jacket. I mean a suit like a kitchen and a living room and a nice bedroom. So yeah, you contact 347-927-8398 for that. And Nisim over here will give you a lot of info. So they used to bring the dreidel. Going back to the dreidel, as a matter of fact, one of the mitzvahs is having going away for sometimes for Shabbos. Sometimes you need a break. So yeah, sometimes it is considered a mitzvah, and yeah, it's okay. You're allowed to take it easy. Hashem doesn't want you to have your rough life. Hashem doesn't want you to always be on the edge of being stressed out and being stressed out and all the time popping your lid and all the time jumping up and down and making a whole scene. Hashem doesn't want that. Hashem doesn't want a break. I mean, not of being Yiddishkeit, but sometimes you need a break. Get to meet other people. It's good to meet other people, You never know who you could be Makar. Believe it or not, Kindlech. I once heard a story that there was once a kid walking. He had a yarmulke, and this non-religious yet saw him, but his yarmulke, he's walking so proud. And by this kid walking proudly with his yarmulke on his head, it made a rosham. Wow, what an impression that made me. It's unbelievable. The impression. It was an unbelievable impression that people had a yarmulke. I mean, it was an unbelievable thing for this kid to see that, you know. You could see a yid, he's walking so proudly, so happy. I'm a yid. I have a yarmulke. I'm happy that I'm a yid. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. Now, well, believe it or not, this dreidel game was also brought to Britain. Was also brought to Bris and other simchas. Now, what does a dreidel represent? As a matter of fact, we all thought, hey, a dreidel, you know, it's a good game. A dreidel is a good game. And, you know, as a matter of fact, when I was younger, I used to say, hey, why not? A dreidel? I love playing dreidel. A dreidel is such a good game. Well, what's the problem with playing dreidel? And I used to play dreidel. And, yeah, and I used to have a lot of fun with dreidels. But I never really knew what the meaning behind a dreidel really is. I mean, until I actually found out and we did a lot of research for this show that I have right now. And yeah, this show, that's why we're focusing on Hanukkah, because sometimes we don't understand things. And sometimes, like, for example, right now, me talking about a dreidel, believe it or not, this dreidel, it represents something else. Something that I think you kids never heard before. A dreidel has 4 sides. And how many sides of the world is there? You have a Tzafon, Darem, Mizrach, Marv. We have north, south, east, and west. So a dreidel, in a way, does represent 4 sides of the earth, which is very interesting because, you know, a dreidel spins, and believe it or not, the earth is spinning. Like me sitting in this room, it's amazing. I don't see right now the world is spinning, but believe it or not, the world is spinning. The world is spinning on axis. It's spinning around on an axis, an invisible line, and it's amazing how what Hashem is able to do. That this thing, the world, could be spinning, and you don't feel it. And you know what? You could be upside down in the world. You can be upside down, and you won't even feel you're upside down. Like, let's say you went to a playground. If you went to a playground and hung upside down like an otter or like a chipmunk sometimes does, hey, you would feel upside down. But you know what? Hashem doesn't make you do that on earth. On earth, we feel when it's spinning, we don't feel anything. I mean, you could, you know, you can just be, what do you call, you know, you won't feel a thing. It's a very amazing that the earth spins around and you don't feel it. Another reason for this dreidel is because the week Chashmonaim, we had the week, right? Sometimes you could spin a dreidel upside down. So it's actually, it's somebody told me a reason, believe it or not, Kindlech, that Hanukkah has to do with Purim. And that's another reason about Al Hanisim. Hanukkah has to do with Purim in a way that the Tameim got defeated by the Taharim, and the weak, the Yidden, won against the mighty, against the strong. So the Yidden won against the strong, which has been a habachu, because usually in what happens, Kendalach, usually we have the mighty American army, let's let's say the American army, right, defeated everybody else's army, or the mightiest nation at that time defeats that nation. So, yeah. But here in this case, we Yidden, we got together for Hashem's sake, and we won. We were weak. We fasted that day. We fasted that day, and we still won. So, yeah, even if you fast, even if you feel weak, you know, sometimes a cheder, sometimes at school, you feel weak. You feel tired. You know, I'm just going to put my head down a little bit. But you know what? You have recess. Why do we have recess? Hashem made us have recess to be able to run. Hashem gave us sports to be able to enjoy. We have to know when to enjoy them. You know, you can't all the time play sports, but you know, there are certain times it's a mitzvah to play sports. It's a mitzvah to play, do exercise. It's a mitzvah because it helps you learn. Now, what did the Yevanim decree? What did the Yevanim decree against the Yidden of what happened? What would happen to them? Well, one of the things was not to learn Torah. Now, Kindle, not learning Torah, as you know, if everybody would stop learning Torah, chas v'shalom, I don't think there would be a word left. There would not be a word left. There would not be a word left on the. There would not be a word left in this world if we did not learn Torah. If you learned Torah, then all because of you. All because of you, the world is lasting. And also, you can't have a Sefer Torah. Imagine, you can't have a Sefer Torah. You're going to shul, you're going to